Good afternoon. All right, this is my second time trying this. I had a misspelling and then Instagram Live was doing something weird, so I'm going to come on. I know this is an incredibly unusual time for me to go live, so I may not have my normal audience. However, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I came here to talk about. And if you don't catch it now, you'll catch it in the replay or you'll catch it on YouTube. And you all are aware I have a YouTube channel, right? You can go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when new videos get uploaded. So if you miss anything here on Instagram, you can see it on YouTube, okay? But we need to discuss this 4B movement. So I have been looking up some different things about it because I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds to me like it's just adding gasoline to an already burning fire. So it's like running into a already burning building with gasoline, strapped to your body. I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to be helpful. So here's the gist. The 4B movement was started in 2019. It's gained recognition on Twitter in 2019. And it's basically something that was started over in South Korea. And it's basically this feminist movement where women there have committed to the 4 no's. These 4 things that they will not participate in. Number 1, they will not have sex with men. Number 2, they will not date men. Number 3, they will not marry men. And number 4, they will not bear children for men. So no dating, no sex, no marriage, no children. That is the premise, that those 4 things women over there have basically denounced. And it has made its way here. And there have been a lot of people, a lot of female content creators have been talking about it. There have been a lot of YouTube videos about it, a lot of TikToks about it, people on Instagram talking about it. And the general consensus is you have male content creators talking about it, and their general consensus is that it will not take hold here in the United States, that it won't get any traction here in the United States, that women here in the West are not going to participate in those 4 things. And if I could be so honest, I think I actually agree with that. That women here in the West, they're not going to fully embrace the 4B movement. I think there are a percentage of women here that will. And based on the videos that I've watched, just, based on all the TikToks and the videos and all the YouTube stuff, all the stuff that I've watched, if I'm being really frank, the women who are participating are not high on any one scale. They're not women that most men would want anyway. So I know that's going to sound harsh, but it's the truth. Just based on what I'm seeing, a lot of the women that are blowing back about this whole 4B and men and this and that, they're not women that any men really want anyway. Like, men are not missing those women, if I could be so frank. So here's what I'm going to say about the 4B movement. I have concerns, of course, because we are in a state of flux right now when it comes to relationships between men and women. So much like when, 50, 70, 80 years, 90 years ago, we were in a treacherous state when it came to race relations. So this is what all of this reminds me of. It very much reminds me of where we were, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago with race relations. And things definitely got worse before they got better. I believe things are better. I know there's a subset of people out there that, racism is alive and well, and it's worse than it's ever been. No, sweetheart. It is not worse than it's ever been. The fact that I can walk into any store, walk into any public bathroom, use any public water fountain, go to any school I want. No, it's not worse. Let's not do that. Please don't do that. Let's not say racism is worse. It's not. I'm not going to go so far as to say it doesn't exist, but this idea that we're worse off as people of color than we were 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay? That's just foolish. So, but it reminds me of that. It's like things are really going downhill. Things are really getting bad really fast. And it's concerning me. It concerns me for our future as human beings. So there is a movie that I actually watched with my family a couple of weeks ago. It's called Children of Men. It came out in 2006. I wasn't even aware of this movie, but my son brought it to my attention. Came out in 2006. We watched it 2 weeks ago. Great movie. I liked it. Some people hated it. But I loved it. And it was basically centered around the premise of what if men and women could no longer procreate? Like what would happen if no new babies were born? And so the film starts with the youngest human being. So it was a young man who was like 18 and 4 months and however many days. He died. He was killed. And there had been no new children born in the entire world for 18 years. And it just talked about where our world would be, what would happen if there were no children born. Like if we could not procreate, what would happen to us? Really, really interesting movie. It's called Children of Men. You should check it out. But then, I'm finding out about this 4B movement. So that movie was so powerful, in my opinion, that I had these dreams that night. I had a lot of dreams and it just got me to thinking. And then this 4B movement is now being talked about on a lot of different platforms. And it just got me to thinking, like, is this where we're headed? Are we going to be the cause of our own extinction? This gender war where men and women will no longer come together, will no longer procreate, will no longer marry, will no longer, date each other, have sex with each other. Is this where we're headed? That is the premise of the 4B movement. So those are the four things that these feminist women are saying they will no longer participate in. So no dating of men, no sex with men, no marrying men, and no having children with men. And I just want to understand, like, what are we doing? Like, where is this going? Where is this taking us? And a lot of women, they're creating this content on YouTube. They're creating content on TikTok and Instagram. It's almost like if you can't beat them, join them. That's what's happening. So we're seeing more and more women that are kind of using the same tactics as the guys are doing. So these young males that are, having these, they're having these podcasts and they're talking about, the MGTOW, right? The incel, the MGTOW, the red pill. It's like, okay, now we have this new thing that is it's like you cut off one head and another head grows in its place. But this seems to be like women's response to this. Okay, well, we won't date you. We won't marry you. We won't have sex with you and we won't have children with you. And I kid y'all not, you would think that women are now talking about men like they're a different species, like they're not human. And it's really, really getting dark. It's getting very, very dark. Some of the content that I watched over the last few days is very, very disturbing. It's very disturbing because the women are now, if you can't beat them, join them. So where I had seen content created like this coming from the men's side, I've seen men create content like this, like do not marry these women and do not, only use them for sex and all, very negative dogma. I'm seeing that coming from the men's side. Now it's like, okay, this is the response from the women's side. And we're treating each other like we're not human. Like we're a different species. Like I don't even have words for it. I can't even put into words how destructive it is. It's like humans, let's go here. Humans have a desire to self-destruct. It's like, yeah, let's self-destruct. Let's adopt these new things that will destroy us, we're already trying to destroy the planet. We're already the most dangerous animal on the planet. The things that we create, the things that we do. And again, I've told y'all this before. It's like I can imagine God sitting up in heaven, looking down and just weeping. Like, this is what I've created. This is what I've created. This is what it's become. And the hate, the absolute hate that human beings have for one another. Men hating women. Now women hating men. Like, it reminds me of racism. It's like, here we are, but now it's a gender thing. Now it's like, okay, so whereas people of color, especially African Americans, we were seen as animals. We were seen as not human, right? Like we're animals, and we can be treated any kind of way. We could be used, abused. You think about slavery, you think about everything, Jim Crow, everything we've been through in this country. And now we are headed down that road, but it's men and women. It is men against women. It is women against men, and women are coming out swinging. Women are coming out swinging. And what's so interesting to me is women want men, or people in general, they want people to believe that they're these docile, sweet, innocent, harmless. No. These women are dangerous. These women are dangerous. There was another show. I'm going to see if I can find the name of it. There we go. It's called Why? The Last Man on Earth. And I remember it. So it was a drama. It only had one season, and it hooked me. That one season hooked me. Okay. But it lost. It did not get picked up. It did not get picked up. But what I found so fascinating about this show, that's another show that you should check out. That show did not get picked up, but this show was all about suddenly all the men, any living, so it wasn't even just men, any living thing with a Y chromosome died. Everything that had a Y chromosome. So all the animals in the sea, all the animals on Earth, all the men, anything with a Y chromosome died off. And there was one young man who did not die. Him and his monkey, actually. They were both male and they did not die. Every other male animal, male human died. And this show showed you what would happen if there were nothing but women left on Earth. And let me tell y'all, it got ugly. It got real ugly real fast, okay? So this idea that women are docile and sweet and harmless and innocent and all, no. This is what you need to know, people, is humans are dangerous. It's not just male humans, it's female humans. We have all sinned. We've all been born under sin. It does not matter the gender. Now, here's the thing that a lot of women will stand on, is this idea that because men are more powerful physically, and because a man is more likely to kill a female with his bare hands, it is more likely that a man will kill a woman with his bare hands than a woman will kill a man with her bare hands. So that right there, that's the cornerstone of a feminist argument as to why men are worse or dangerous, right? So just by brute force alone, that's what people are standing on. Okay, like, no, men are dangerous, men are brutal, men are, okay. That is a biological fact. Men are physically, most men are physically stronger than most women. However, what we don't talk about enough is this. We don't talk about how cunning a woman is. We don't talk about how fierce a woman is, especially a woman who's leaning on the dark side. We don't talk enough about the animus, the inside of a woman, that is the inside strength that women have. We don't talk enough about that. But we love to talk about, well, a man is strong on the outside. But you know what? A man is a big old softy on the inside. A woman, on the other hand, she may appear to be all sweet and innocent and docile, but what's on the inside of her is the animus, the warrior. Okay, that's the reason why we were chosen to have children. We have an inner strength. We have an inner cunning that men don't have. And we don't talk enough about that. But feminists will have you believe that, oh, if there were no men in the world, everything would be roses and sunshine and there would be no war. And no. No, don't believe that. Do not believe that. That's a lie. But that's what they want you to believe. But this 4B movement, let me go back. Let me go back to where I had it. Again, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because it is, and I'm not even going to say it's the response to. I'm just saying, again, it's coming up. It's coming up for whatever reason, whether women don't feel safe, whether women are tired of dealing with men, whether women, they're going to say it's in response to. That's what the women are. Oh, it's in response to the red pill. It's in response to MGTOW. It's in response to incels. It's in response to male violence and male rape and all of that. Right? There are lots of other responses we can have that will not wipe out our entire species. It doesn't make sense. So the response to all of that is to just not procreate anymore, to literally have our human race die out. That's your response? That doesn't make common sense. So if every woman on the planet decided to embrace this 4B movement, to not have sex with men, not date men, not marry men, not have children by men, if every woman on the planet, now we know that's not going to happen. So let me talk some sense. We know that's not going to happen. Can I say this? Most women aren't going to do that because that is out of our nature. It is out of our very nature to do that. Just like, can I be honest? It's out of a man's nature to not want a woman. That is completely not how God made him. We came from y'all. So you're going to always look, as they say, for your missing rib. You're going to always return to the vagina from which you came. That's completely out of your nature to have nothing to do with women. The men, the actual MGTOW men, the percentage is super small. And how about this? Even the men who claim to be red pill. I mean, you got some of your leaders in the red pill that are married. Make it make sense. That don't make no sense. One of the ladies whose video I watched the other day, all about 4B, all about how awful men are, all about how dangerous men are, she's married. Like, what sense does that make? It doesn't. And what's insane is you have younger women listening to women like this. And now they're trying to adopt this. Yeah, that 4B and men are dangerous and we can't trust men and men are awful. And this woman is married, y'all. She has a family. She has children. So she's not following any of these tenets, and yet she's talking to you about them. Make it make sense. Same with the red pill guys. The red pill guys, some of them are married. Some of them have children. Some of them have girlfriends. Some of them have living girlfriends. Like, make it make sense. So all of them are having sex with women. All of them are having sex with a female. So make it make sense. Women are awful. Women are terrible. Women are dangerous. Women don't marry women. But you're having sex with them. Like, none of this makes any sense. But here's what I find so sad, though. Because we live in a society where there's no critical thinking, so everyone is being spoon-fed baby food. There's no meat. There's no knives and forks. There's just spoons. And there's just pureed baby food. No one is thinking for themselves. There's no critical thinking. There are young people that are just slurping this up. They are truly, they're buying all of this and then some, coming back for seconds and thirds. Because critical thinking is a thing of the past. So they're like, yeah, 4B, MGTOW, and all this other foolishness. Knowing that we would become extinct if every single man on the planet became MGTOW and every single woman on the planet became 4B movement, we would become extinct. What sense does that make? It doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm simply telling you, if you're a lady and you're watching this, are you frustrated? Yes. Are you hurt? Sure. Are you confused? Mm-hmm. Would you like to have better results, better outcomes from your dating? Would you like to get married? Would you like to have children one day? Of course you would. But this ain't it. This is not the solution. Having a general disdain for men and hating, let me say this again, any form of hate is going to have very negative consequences for you. Any form of hate for anyone or anything, that's not going to have good results. It's just not. But a lot of women are saying this is in response to these men and how they've done us and how they've treated us. Let me tell you what the real solution is. Here's what the real solution is. Ladies, until you have found a good, healthy, emotionally available, masculine, Christian man, godly man to marry you, you need to protect yourself. You need to stop falling for the okie doke. You need to stop believing everything a man tells you. Okay? That's it. You simply need to protect yourself, right? You need to use common sense to protect yourself physically, to protect yourself emotionally. But instead, what a lot of you all have done is you've run out into the world, you've left your parents' home and run out into the world, and you have naively just believed everything that everybody tells you. And that's whether it's a man or a woman. You've just, thrown your arms wide open and just believed whatever people were telling you. And when you found out that, there are some people in the world that are deceptive and cruel and are selfish and self-serving. See, when you found that out, you were like, oh my God. And now they're these awful men. They are awful people. And what I tell women, like, you are your protector. You are your protector. If you don't have a father or a grandfather or an uncle or a cousin, you need to be your protector. And I've given you so many tools, so many tips, so many ways in which you can protect yourself. And for some reason, women want to absolve themselves of the responsibility to protect themselves. Like, I'm in these groups and I say to women all the time, do you run background checks? Like, do you run background checks on the men you date? Well, what? That's too much. That's going too far. What do you mean? Okay, but 3 months in, and this man has turned out to be a predator or a narcissist or a sociopath. This man has cheated and lied and took all your money and killed your dog and, did something to your child. But you could have run a simple background check. You could have run a simple background. I run background checks the first 30 days of dating a man. Every time I run background checks. Like, it's insane to me. A woman will give her precious body to a man on the third date. On the third date. But she will not go to a computer and put in $19 and find out who this man is. Who is he really? Where has he lived? Who is his people? Where is he from? Where does he work? Does he have, is he on the sex offender registry? Does he have any open cases in any court? Does he have protection orders put out against him? Is he really divorced? Or is he still married? Does he have any children? Like, it ain't hard. It ain't hard. And yet, when I say that, I am all but burned at the stake. How dare I suggest that a woman protect herself? How dare I suggest that a woman put borders, put a fence around her property and not let strangers in? How dare I suggest that a woman not open her legs to a man she don't know? How dare I? Oh my God, Anita. How dare you suggest that me having sex with a man on the first night is a bad idea? And do you know why? Because people call me the moral police. They think it's about morals. They think it's about religion. They think it's about, judgment. Oh, heaven forbid I judge a woman for having sex with a stranger. Oh, how dare I? Maybe, just maybe, I make the suggestions I make because it's all about your safety, sweetheart. It's about keeping you safe. If you don't believe in my God or any God, you having sex with strangers isn't safe. It's not physically safe. It's not emotionally safe. Financially, it's not safe. Can you take God out of it and realize that the common sense information that I'm giving you is for your safety? But no, heaven forbid that, how dare I judge them? I felt good about having sex on the first date. I felt good about sleeping with him on the third date. Well, as the little kids say, you're going to get what you get and don't have a fit. And yeah, can I be honest with you? It's going to be hard to empathize. It's going to be hard to, feel bad about some bad results you got when I gave you some really practical advice to keep yourself safe, right? It's going to be really hard. And I can still give you a measure of compassion, but I'm trying to catch you on the front end. Okay, I was kicked out of a group. I was actually kicked out of an all-female group for making these suggestions. This is where our world is. Our world does not want to be responsible or accountable for itself. And me teaching women basic rules and guidelines and boundaries for keeping them safe gets me kicked out of groups. No, we don't want, no. You can get out of here with that because you can get out of here with your morals and your judgment and your religion. No, it's just safety. Like, take my God out of it. And the things I'm telling you, like the background check and, not giving your body to a stranger that you don't know what he got and who he been with. And a condom is not really going to protect you like you think it will. I had a good, a friend of mine whose daughter got HSV from, having protected sex. I had protected sex. Yeah. Because y'all didn't know that? It don't matter if the man wear a condom. You can still get HSV. Yeah. So, yeah. Me actually giving wisdom and advice to younger women, it gets me kicked out of all female spaces. And guess what they say? You're not a girl's girl. You're judging. You're not, this isn't very girl's girl of you. What? Again, I want you to understand something. Ooh, let's go here. Do you know there was a time early on in the feminist movement where they were anti-porn? They were anti-porn. They saw right through it. They were like, ew, yuck, Playboy, yuck, porn, yuck, deep throat, yuck, right? The feminists were anti-porn because they saw right through it. It objectifies women. Nothing about the porn industry is good for women. And so there was a time where the whole feminist movement was actually doing its best to try to be pro-women. It was like, no, we're not supporting pornography or Playboy or Hustler, and all of that objectifies women. All of that is bad for women. And slowly over time, this is what I keep telling y'all about the feminist movement. Because there were men backing it, because it benefits men, and there were men backing this whole idea about feminism. Because guess what? Free love benefits men. Free sex benefits men. Okay, birth control benefits men. What else? Abortion benefits men. Men don't have to be responsible. They don't have to be reliable or consistent. They get to have all the fun in the world. And, oops, if there's a child, they'll just abort it. But you know what? We want you to take the pill, so we don't have to worry about that. But if the pill shouldn't work and a child is conceived, we'll just kill it. Feminism benefits men. Teaching women, let's go here. I'm really about to piss some people off. So, yeah, ladies, don't expect your man to take care of you. Don't expect your man to provide for you. Oh, no, I can do for myself. How dare you open that door? How dare you reach for that check? I can take care of myself. I can go out and work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And I can make my own paycheck, and I can pay my own mortgage, and I can sign for that mortgage, and I can sign for that new car, and I can pay all of my bills. How dare you get that car door? How dare you open the door to that restaurant? Because I can take care of myself. And that's what feminism has given you, ladies. You have to go 50-50. Some of you all are the primary breadwinner, the sole breadwinner. That is what feminism has gotten you, ladies. It has gotten you a bunch of sex. Some of that sex you're not even getting orgasms from. It's gotten you a bunch of sex. It's gotten you, objectifying yourselves. It's gotten you used and abused. It's gotten you the porn industry built on the backs of women. It's gotten you some money, right? Some of these porn people, they make good money. They make a lot of money. These OnlyFans models, they make a lot of money. Forget the fact that they sell their souls, your very soul, your mental health. Oh my gosh. Women and their depression and their anxiety and their mental health meds and all the other problems and their alcoholism and their drugs. That's what it's gotten you. Yeah, you won. You won, girl. You get to go out here and work and just, and you know what? It's also gotten you don't have to have any children. You're child free by choice. I'm child-free by choice. I'd rather have a pet. I'd rather buy some bags. I'd rather travel all over the world than have a legacy, than actually pour into something, a life, than actually nurture something, be needed by something. Oh, no, nothing compares to my bags and my shoes and my little dog or my cat. Nothing compares. And my big, beautiful home and my education and my fancy car. Nothing compares. This is what it's gotten you. And trust me, ladies, the men are no better off. Oh, what has it gotten them? Oh, Red Pill has gotten them their podcasts, and it's gotten them some pornography. Oh, I have sex on demand anytime I want. Okay? Yeah, it's gotten me some pornography. It's gotten me addictions. It's gotten me high suicide rate. Yes. It's gotten me loneliness. Ooh, it's gotten me depression and anxiety too. Yes. And my addictions to alcohol or drugs and my weed addiction and, my gaming addiction. Yes. It's working on me as well. No one is winning. I want you to really hear me well. No one is winning right now. Women think they're winning. They're not. Men think they're winning. They're not. No one is winning. The only people who are winning is those who know and love God, is those who are making the decision to partner. Good men and good women are making the decision to partner with each other. They're having families. They're building legacy. Those are the people who are winning. Okay? They're not listening to the government. They're not listening to the political system. They're not out here being sheep led off to slaughter. Those are the people who are winning. But these other people, they're not winning. The women who are making these videos are not winning. The men who are making these podcasts and videos are not winning. Okay? They have no love. These people have no love in their life. They have no genuine love in their life. There's no love of each other. They have no love of children. They have no love of God. What I really want you to ask yourself, and this is the conversation we refuse to have. We refuse to have the conversation about how does all of this affect children? How are children affected by what men are doing and what women are now doing? Does this benefit our children? No one wants to have that conversation. But that is the conversation that we must have. So, to all the ladies out there that you think I'm single by choice, I'm childless by choice, I'm winning. Are you really? Are you really winning? Does it feel like it? You got to ask yourself that. And the men too. You're out here, and you're still using women. That's one thing. I don't see men giving up. They're not giving up, using women sexually for very long. You got a couple of dudes out here talking about semen retention and no, eventually you will return to the vagina from whence you came. I don't know any man for very long that can abstain from sex with women. It's a small percentage. It's a very small percentage, because God designed you to provide and to protect and to procreate. So if you give up all of that, you have no purpose. What is your reason for being here? Women, if you give up partnering with a good man, marrying him, having his children, having you all's children, what does it benefit you? What is your purpose? And this idea that, that doesn't have to be our purpose. It could be this and that and this. Okay, because I'm at an age where I can't procreate. I still have purpose. I still have meaning for my life. There is a reason why I'm here. God dropped me down on the planet at the time that he did for a reason. But a big part of that reason was my family. It was being married and having my children. And now I've gone on to another passion and a purpose for my life. But that was the original purpose. So this 4B movement is scary to me, just like the red pill, just like the MGTOW, just like the incels and any and everything else that seeks to self-destruct. That is any movement that is self-destructive, like critical thinking will tell you that's not a good idea. But we don't live in that time anymore. People don't think for themselves. They turn on their computer, they lift up their phone, and they let it tell them what they should be or how they should think. There's no critical thinking. It's downright sad. But no, that's not the way. It is steeped in hate. Anything that the foundation is hate, no, that's not the way. It is not the way. So we have got to return to love. We have to return to love. I believe it's God's love. I will die on that hill. Everybody knows that. You know what I believe. God's love and his care and his design for us. He created us. That is the way. There is no other way. Any other way will falter. It will not be successful. I want you to understand that. But for all the women out here making this 4B movement content, and yep, we just need to give up on the men and we don't have anything to do with them. Should you abstain? Sure, you should abstain for a time. The Bible tells you that. You should abstain until you're married. You should not be having children with a man that you're not married to. 100%. I've given you all the blueprint. You don't want to follow it. Instead, you want to go from this extreme to this extreme. 4B is simply another extreme. All you need to do is open your Bible and follow the instructions in it. That's it. But you going from, look, the women, and this was hilarious. So the woman making the 4B video that I watched, she talking about, oh yeah, I was on a Tinder bender. I was out here. I was doing the hookup culture. Okay, so you want to go from that to nothing? What? Make it make sense. It's like an overcorrection. You ain't have no business on no Tinder bender. So this is the fallout from you getting sexually used. It's like it don't make no sense. You out here doing something you don't have no business. And now the result of it is, well, I just won't deal with men at all. Because I can't make this up. I can't make this up, y'all. This is how crazy this world is. I cannot make this up. That this is where we're going. Hello from the UK. Hi, Hardboy David. Hello. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I can't make this up. When I tell you sometimes I'm so glad I'm green to some things, yeah, this 4B movement, I want you to look into it. It is absolutely insane. But this is so-called the women's response to everything happening, which is they will not marry, they will not date, they will not have sex, or they will not have children by men. They think that's the solution. Yeah. Hey, yeah, they think it's a solution. It's insane. But what's scary is you have people in their 40s that are and 30s and 40s pushing this on younger people. And it's dangerous. So just like how the male podcasters and them red pill podcasters, they are screwing with young men's minds. Now you got these older women screwing with young women's minds. And I'm not going to stand by and let it happen. I'm not going to stand by and let it happen. I'm not. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, you don't. God's marriage isn't the legal contractual obligation we have created. Marriage is intimacy. Marriage is covenant. Now, our country has given it legal status for protection. Marriage is also protection. But because y'all ain't got sense God gave a monkey, that's why they came up with the legal contract of marriage. Okay? So that it can make y'all do something that you don't want to morally do. That's all that it is. But if you have a good moral man and a good moral woman, they can be married under God's covenant. They don't need a legal contract. But most of y'all, like I said, you can't, y'all not going to do things the right way. All right, I got to jump off. I got a consult at 5:00. But I just wanted to give my thoughts about this. It's dangerous. I think it's downright dangerous, just like feminism. Just like the red. And I'm not talking about evolutionary psychology. I'm talking about what red pill is now. It's dangerous. You got a bunch of men, spewing a bunch of hate and spewing it out to young men. Young men are eating it up with a spoon. Now you got a bunch of women, 40s and 50s, spewing out a bunch of hate about men, and young women are just eating it up. Eating it up. It's the same thing. It's the same. It's two sides of the same coin. But anyway, I got to go. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're coming in on the end, please go back and watch the replay. I will be posting this to YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you coming on the platform and giving your thoughts and your opinion. We are critical thinkers over here. You don't, guess what? You don't have to believe what I'm telling you. You can do research on what Anita's telling you. Okay. I encourage it. I always tell people that you do not have to eat up what I'm telling you with a spoon. Now I will say this. I'm logging in now. I will say this.
Recording in progress.
There we go. You can fact check anything I'm telling you. That's what I encourage you to do. Fact check what I'm telling you. Okay? If I'm leading you astray, come back and let me know. All right? Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. I probably will be going live again tonight because I got something else to talk about. But have a wonderful day. And as always, stay open to love.